Good morning, everybody. Welcome to week one of ENG107. As you hopefully already know, because you watched the intro video, my name is Jackie Pierce. I'm your instructor for the next 8 weeks. And every single Monday, I want you to watch this video. Every Monday, I'll be posting a walkthrough video that will help you navigate what's going on during that particular week. So be on the lookout for those. They come out every Monday morning, and I will encourage you as well to take advantage of the tools that are available to you, and to make sure that if you have questions or are confused about anything, that you are reaching out to me. We'll talk a little bit more about what that means and how you can do that. But let me go ahead and share the course screen with you, and we'll do our normal, what's going to be our normal walkthrough. So when you first log in to your Blackboard classes, you're going to be here on the announcements page. So one of the cool things is that it's hard to miss an announcement, including these weekly videos, because you're going to come in on that page. I do spend a lot of time creating announcements that will help you. So please make sure that you are viewing them if it's a video, or reading them if it's written. Some of them will be visuals, like an infographic type thing. So those are there to supplement what is in the units. They are not there to replace what's there in the units. The unit materials are where your learning really occurs. But sometimes I have found that people may miss some of the little details that are in the modules or the units. And so I like to help you not miss those things. Makes sense. On the home screen as well, you're going to have access over here in this dark gray bar to a lot of information. There's a link, of course, to the announcements, which is where you already are. One of the things you're going to want to do in the very first week of class is to click on the course information, and you're going to read through this carefully. There are a lot of things in course information, but this is really important to take some time in Unit 1 to do this. So you're going to learn about the course outcomes. You're going to read the actual syllabus. You're going to learn that you don't have to purchase any extra textbooks. Everything is embedded. So you're going to have all that. You also have library resources. We're going to be starting the process of writing good research-based papers. In English 110, you'll be doing that a little bit more hardcore, but even here in 107, we are getting you used to all the things that you're going to need to do for academic writing. So the library resources are very important. We'll go over them again, but please do review everything in this course materials here in the first week. Grammarly Premium is such an important tool. Grammarly is essentially something that you're going to download to your computer, the one that you use all the time. And you can do that for free through this login information. Please make sure that you do this. Grammarly will help you proofread live and in person. So just like Word will underline a word if it's not spelled properly, Grammarly is going to notify you right away if you misspell something or if you have grammar issues. And that is ultimately even more useful with Grammarly. Microsoft Word is what you should be using to type up your papers. Whether it's a free version or whether it's a paid version is fine, but you do need to have access to Microsoft Word, and Grammarly actually enhances Word. Word does have a decent spell and grammar check, but Grammarly is even a little bit better. Whenever we have a discussion board, which we will often, these are the criteria for discussion boards. It also gives you a little heads up on the timing. If there's a discussion board other than this first week, typically you need to have your own post done by Wednesday night, and then you have at least until Sunday to reply to 2 additional students or more. So the more you communicate on a discussion board, the better. There are, of course, rules and regulations. They should be properly spelled, and that's another reason to do Grammarly. They should be polished. They are seen by the whole class and myself. So even though they are not a formal writing assignment, it is something that you want to take some time with, to use proper language, to be professional, et cetera, et cetera. There are course assignment lists here on about the course, but you're going to be seeing all these again in the units. This is just a good place to kind of get an overview of what you're going to be doing. The other thing that's nice about this is, and of course, they will be in the units as well, but if I click on this first assignment sheet, or the first little link there, you'll notice that it opens an actual document. Now, you do not have to do this, but I would highly recommend that you print all of these assignments out. It's a little bit easier to make sure that you've met all the requirements, that you've done all the things, kind of use it as a checklist. That's also going to give you a printed version of the rubrics, which is what we use to grade your work. Those are important to look at, of course, after the grade is given, but they're even more helpful if you get in the habit of using them ahead of time, so that you can kind of make sure, oh, did I do this? Did I do that? Etc. So you'll notice there are 5 formal writing assignments. You have all of the assignment sheets in one place here. So if you wanted to print them out here early, that would be awesome. But we will have access to each one of these as they come up as well. So in units 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, you're going to be doing a formal writing assignment, which will mean that you're going to have a document that you create in Microsoft Word or in another program, but that can be saved as a Microsoft Word document or a PDF. You also have a link here to the Ask the Instructor discussion board. Now, here's the thing about the Ask the Instructor discussion board. This is a public forum, so everyone in the course can see it. So I highly recommend that when you create a post on the Ask the Instructor discussion board, that it be about the course, a specific assignment, your program, something big, not a question that should be asked privately. If you have a question about an individual grade, for example, let's say you got a C on the finding a source activity, and you want more information about what you can do better or whatever, that's a proper time to email me. So 2 different ways of contacting me on a normal daily basis: email and Ask the Instructor discussion board. In fact, I have a little graphic that will help, and this will help me show you what to do as well. So when you have any of the discussion board forums, if you click this subscribe button, it's going to send you an email every time somebody posts, which is kind of helpful on the Ask the Instructor, because sometimes people may ask a question that you didn't even know you had yet. And so you can get an answer pretty quickly. When you are ready to post a question to the Ask the Instructor, you can create a thread, and you can call it whatever it is, intro post for the walkthrough. And I am going to, instead of writing in here, and I can write whatever I want to, here's my question, except I'm going to give you a guide here. Here's a guide to when to email and when to post here. All right, so then I'm going to insert a picture. I just have to find where I hit it. No, it wasn't that long ago. There it is. Okay. So you don't have to insert pictures typically, but if you want to insert a picture, you certainly can. If you want to share a picture of your dog, I'm always into those. But this is a graphic that's going to help you. This talks about when to send an email and when to use the discussion board. And so I'm going to go ahead and submit that. I want that posted on the discussion board. And so now if you click on the Ask the Instructor link, you'll see that there is something posted and you can take a look at that. So you would do the same thing. You would do, where did it go? Oh, I'm in the actual thread. You would, if you wanted to post a question, you will do a create thread, and you will give us the question. If you want to respond to something that somebody else posted, you click on reply. All right. So that's how you use the Ask the Instructor. It is linked several places. It's in the course information, which is where we just saw it. You noticed I clicked this main link here, Ask the Instructor. It is also available when you click on the discussion link here. You notice the Ask the Instructor one is the first one. The hallway chat is just a kind of fun thing if you want to. It's not graded. It's not even necessarily monitored by me, although if you post something, I will watch it. And of course, your first discussion board, we already have a poster, so that's awesome. But we'll talk about that a little bit more. So you can go directly to the discussions. You can go directly to the Ask the Instructor, but it is also available under course information, which you should review this week. The next link on that block, of course, is the Meet Your Instructor. This is going to remind you of where to email me. When you email me, you must use your post-student email. Otherwise, I will not answer it. I will not see it probably. You've got my work phone, which is really my cell phone. I am online Tuesday evenings between 7 and 8. 7 to 7:30, I'm actually in the Ask the Instructor or in the drop-in hours, which we'll talk about here in a second. So you can just log into that and I'll be right there. If you need me outside of the 7 to 8 time, you are welcome to send me a text message. When you do, however, if you have an emergency, please include your name, your course, and what you need. And then if I need to, we can hop in a Zoom or on Teams, but please use that sparingly. I answer emails very, very quickly. So there's really only 2 things you need to know to contact me, other than on Tuesdays, you can reach me live and in person on Teams. But email, if it's a private question, post it on the Ask the Instructor if you think that anyone else besides you might benefit from the answer. Okay. Speaking of instructor drop-in hours, they are not all me. I am on duty from 7 to 7:30 on Tuesday night, but there are professional English teachers who are in the drop-in office during all these times. So you'll see Monday through Friday, there are people, there are a lot of times in the mornings, but on Tuesday and Thursday, and some on Friday, well, Friday afternoon, but on Tuesday and Thursday, it's evening. Monday and Wednesday, it's morning. So it kind of depends. If you're not available when I'm available from 7 to 7:30, that's certainly okay. You can pop in to any of these times and get help from somebody who teaches this course. The other thing that's on the drop-in hour is a way to set up an appointment for actual tutoring. And so you can make use of that as well. Sometimes people just aren't available during the times when we have somebody live on the Teams, but you can get tutoring help other times. Okay, so please don't be afraid to utilize that. All right, what else? We have the 8 units. We're going to go through them one at a time. We're only going to look at unit 1 today. As you scroll down, you'll notice this is where you access your grades. This is your college success resources. You've got the university's policies and so on and so forth. This block is designed to help you. So you've got the Tutor Me system, which is where you can get tutoring. You've got Grammarly, which again is where you will download that to your computer. And Academic Writer, that's really for more kind of the advanced writing, but if you need help with your writing, that's a service that Post provides as well. And then you have a block called APA 7th edition. All of the assignments for the formal writing assignments are going to be set up as an APA styled document. We're going to talk a lot more about that, but this is where you go for a guide for that. All right. If you need help with Blackboard, it's right there. So this is your main directory to help and assistance. All right. So let's go to Unit 1. Every unit is going to look similar. You've got an introduction. You've got the materials, which typically in this one, the introduction discussion board is above the materials. Typically the articles, websites, and videos will come right after the intro and then the assignments. But because the first discussion board is just introducing yourself, you don't really need to read all the stuff before you do it, but you do want to go through all of the articles, websites, and videos as well. There's another link here for Grammarly Premium, so you can get that loaded up. There is a ungraded activity for practice with writing. Whenever you have these, you click on it and it's going to walk you through. You will have multiple units. You just go ahead and start it, click on Start Course, and you will walk through those until you are done. This week, you also have a journal submission, which we're going to look at here in a second. And then always at the end, there's just a heads up. This is going to tell you basically what's coming next week. And you'll notice here is that link to the PDF where it goes over that Unit 2 writing activity. Now, you're going to see that in a few places. We've already seen it under course information. You see it in the heads up. And of course, it's going to occur again next week when we're working on that actual assignment. Sometimes repetition makes it harder because it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to look for this stuff, but it's also there everywhere so that you have access to the tools that you need. So again, activities, review the course information page, download the syllabus. This is kind of your checklist for this week. All right, so let's take a look at the two graded assignments. One is the introduction discussion board, and Kathy has already posted on it. I just clicked on it because when I'm ready to create, I'm going to do the create thread and introduce myself, but we also want to read about what to do here. So let's take a look at the assignment. Tell the class a little about yourself. This course is designed to focus on different topics and subjects that matter to you. We are constantly interested in finding out things that matter to our students. Share 3 items that mean the most to you and explain why. Then share your writing story before coming to this class. How comfortable are you with writing? What is one question about writing that you have? And there's a note, you are not required to respond to others in Unit 1, but you will be in upcoming ones. So that's what it's talking about here. Please note that some grading criteria are not required in this first unit. The timing is also a little bit more open because sometimes getting started, people have access issues and stuff. So typically your post that responds to the thing is going to be due on Wednesday. All right, so that's your first writing or your first graded assignment for the week. Your next one is the Unit 1 journal. So same thing, if I'm ready to go, I'm going to click on this. Now, the nice thing about the journal is the prompts are also provided inside the journal. So you noticed when I clicked on the link to just go to the discussion board, it did not have this written out. So I needed to come and look at it here. But for the journals, it's going to be available both places, but I'll go over it here, and then we'll click to see how you would submit it. Excuse me. So journal assignments allow you to practice writing and apply what you've learned in the unit, which is one reason it comes lower. You want to do these things in the order that they appear. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're doing all of the items in the unit in the order that they are listed on the screen. First, describe what grit means to you. You're going to be reading about grit in some of the articles and videos. Next, describe a person you consider a good example of showcasing grit. What elements of grit do you recognize in this person? What elements of grit do you recognize in yourself? And note that your journal entry should be 6 to 10 sentences. It can be more, but if it's less, you actually lose points for it. So 6 to 10 good, well-developed sentences. And as it says here, make the journal your last activity of the unit, giving time to reflect on the unit in its entirety. A good way to tackle the week is to make sure you watch the weekly walkthrough video and start with the assigned readings and videos early in the week. When the discussion board is due by Wednesday, you post the discussion board on Wednesday, and then you have the rest of the week to finish your whatever the other assignment is. In this case, it's a journal, could be a formal assignment. Next week, we do have a formal writing assignment. So when you write in your journal, click here. It says right here, this journal has no entries. Use the function above to add one. So you notice, just like in the discussion board, there is a link here that says create journal entry. When we are ready, we would post a title here and we would write. Now, again, you are not required to use visuals or photos or anything else, but the nice thing about the way Blackboard works is you can, if you wanted to give us a photo or something else, you can certainly do that using this plus button. If you wanted to give us a link to a website, you can click this link and post a link as well. But you do need to write 6 to 10 sentences. Even if you post videos and other things, you would still have to write six to 10 sentences. When you are done, and you don't have to, you can come back in and work on it. Notice down here at the bottom, there is a button that says save entry as draft. So if you want to start it and come back to it over and over again, you can do that. But when you are completely ready to finish it, you will do the post entry button. Okay. Excuse me. So 2 assignments this week. Introduce yourself on the discussion board and write your first journal entry. I wish you good luck. I am here to support you in any way that I can. So please do not hesitate to reach out for help. Remember, the 2 main ways to reach me: use your post-student email to send me an email. That is for any question, but especially if you have questions that the rest of the class doesn't need to see. If you have questions that you don't mind other people seeing, then use the Ask the Instructor discussion board. All right. So welcome to term 5. Let's get this kicked off in a good way. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you over on the discussion board, and I will talk to you next Monday. And if I do not talk to you in the meantime, everybody take care and have a great week.